So my name is Genesis Smith. I'm the owner of Luxurious Lathers, which is a handmade body product store. We started off online, but then in July we launched a store in Yorktown Mall. So, hi. Well, it wasn't my idea at all. What happened was my parents, they went out of town and visited the shop in Arkansas. They saw a bunch of body products and thought that this would be a great souvenir gift for their friends. So my mom, she spent about $600 worth in the store. She bought all these gifts, gave them to her friends. And then a few weeks later, her friends started calling and asking if they could order the product that she gave them. So we looked into ordering in bulk, and we ended up having to become wholesalers of the product, and then that's how the whole soap business started. Well, if you're passionate about something, from my perspective, the first thing would be to make sure that that's where you're supposed to be. Because we can think that we want to do a lot of things, but from my experience, if that is not where God has you, then it's not going to work out anyway. I wanted to go into event planning. I wanted to go in corporate America. That's what I wanted to do. And this is where I am. So the first thing that's the most important to me is to make sure that that is where that's where you're really supposed to be. We can want to do things, but if your purpose isn't really there, then you might want to rethink that decision. That'll be the first thing. One thing would be my faith that has kept me going. That's number one. Number two would be my customers. But I'll explain both. Number one, my faith, because before I got into this, I pursued several different things, and none of those things worked for me. So even when I think I want to give up, I just say to myself, well, you can't do anything anyway because it's not going to work. So I tried to do corporate. I tried to do what I wanted to do, and it's not going to work anyway. So I said, well, I might as well just keep going, because if I stop, it's not like I'm going to get anything anywhere else. So that my faith and where God has me, that has kept me grounded. The second thing would be my customers. I have people that come in all the time, and they're inspired by what they see. And so even if I'm really tired, it's really refreshing to see people come in and get inspired from my tiredness. Well, my short-term goals would be able to open up more stores within the Chicagoland area. Long-term would be to go international with this. So I have one manufacturer that makes my soap sets in Spain. And so if I'm able to get a store in Spain, that would be really huge. I've already at this point been contacted by 7 different malls within the Chicagoland area asking us to open stores. So I'm just waiting. I'm trying to give it some more time and get settled here before I make another jump. Right now, it's really tough. I'm not really getting a good balance of both. It's mainly just my business. I don't really get to see my friends that much. I'm barely on my phone. I mean, let alone this interview. This took forever. If it's not a business call or an email that I have to respond to, I'm barely ever on my phone. So right now there's not really good balance. But the way that I see it is just for a period of time. It's just a season. Right now I have to put in a lot of time and a lot of attention, and I got to cut back in a lot of areas just to build it and make sure that the business is strong. But then after everything is pretty stable, I'll be able to get back to regular life. But right now it's just crazy. I barely get any sleep. It's awful. But, we're going to make it through it. I would just say whatever your goals is, just go after them. think about like clearly what is it that you're trying to do. Write it down and then just go after it. I think a lot of times we think we want to do stuff and then we just sit and we don't really go at it. If we do, we have to do it. And I think if you're gonna do it, go for it and pray about it. Just make sure that you're on the same track as God. That's like number one. New Year's resolution, make sure you and him are rocking the same boat. Y'all moving in the same motion. If you are, you're doing good. And if you don't feel like you are, just keep going.